boys, parties, style, fame,
She likes
glamour, runway, style, fame.
she likes fashion.
Charles, welcome to Telecom Stars and Cars Capacity Europe edition. You know there's no such thing as a free ride, and the price of this ride is an interview with me. Are you ready?
Well, I'm ready.
Cool. So Charles, at the end of the day, everything is about money. Is there still money to be made in our industry?
Well, as long as there is demand, there is money to be made. We all know that the demand today is much higher than any time before. The need for communication is becoming higher, whether after the pandemic or before the pandemic. Our lifestyle has changed, and it's all based on communication. And it's not only human being, but we're also talking about machine communication. So the demand is growing exponentially for the past 10 years. Therefore, there are money to be made. But the evolution of people behavior requires also change in the way we approach things. The OTT and the big data giants that surfaced in the past 10 years, they have been disruptive to what we used to call telecom services, and now it is more into computer service providers or communication service providers. So yes, there are plenty of money to be made, but not for everyone.
Okay. Now, if we look into the future, who will be the last woman or the last man standing? What type of companies will be successful into the future, do you think?
The future holds to the people that can read customers' requirements, whether person or machines. But if we focus on persons, we need companies that can read customer expectations, requirements, and experience will be able to survive. Meaning, whoever can transform his company into a digital service provider and digital enabler to provide full digital service experience to customers will definitely have room on the table. Not only will grow revenue, but also will grow margins. What we have learned from the big giant data companies that they have created all this world from scratch. While the traditional mobile providers, they are not really starting from scratch. They have what it takes to compete with all the big giant data, especially in many places around the world where they know the know-how, they speak the language, while the big giant data companies, they provide universal services without really deep knowledge of the communities. So the future is there. Companies need to change culture. Their biggest enemy is really their current structure. Unless they change the way thinking, introduce new blood, then some companies will have a hard time to exist. On the second hand, they need to also, introduce digital platforms with ecosystem and invite partners and startups to help them provide new services to their clientele. So they have what it takes, they have the data, they have the customer relationship, they have the brand, they have the access network. All they need is a new culture and develop a new platform, a new digital platform that can have a different customer experience.
So it's all about, the future is about the customer, of course, the people.
Look in the eyes from the people. And
creating the ecosystem, the partnerships.
Absolutely. And ability to move and move quickly.
Yeah.
You have to be from a rigid system to a robust system. And this is why we're saying that we need people from top to bottom. If you don't know how to use your smartphones to the fullest, then you don't belong to the company.
So, now, I'm going to put pressure on you. I always say things start from the top in a company, transformation, everything. You're at the top of Mada. Where does Mada stand in all this? How do you see it evolve into the future?
Well, Mada is a small company in this whole picture. However, we deal with the same mobile operators and we've been service providers for them. So we also are going through transformation. We traditionally relied on the voice, data, and SMS services that we used to provide support for our customers, and we don't have retail customers. Now we are also working with our partners to introduce new services that will support them in the transformation, whether it is on the SOC, the Security Operating Centers, or we're trying to do an optimization for their NOC, so they can provide end-to-end digital service with a virtual backbone in Lebanon. And also we are preparing teams to help customers migrate from small businesses from their traditional way of doing business to the cloud. So we at Mada also trying to bring a new blood. And we have a new head of divisions, much younger than me, smarter than me, and I can predict that in the coming few years, Mada will also look a new transformed digital company. And people my age, a little bit younger, will move into retirement.
So you're transforming yourself to then be able to help other companies transform as well.
Well, it's too late to transform myself.
It's never too late.
However, I'm trying to share my experience, since I was lucky to live throughout the digitization of the telecom at the right time, then introduction of fiber optic, then the introduction of the mobile operations, digital mobile operation, then commercialization of the internet, and then the globalization. So, and now the applications and the OTT on the internet. So I lived all this area. I try to share the experience with the people, saying that any rigid system will not be able to flourish. So we need, if we are preaching and advising our partners to go ahead and transform their network and their culture, we need to be ahead of that, and we need to lead by example. So yes, Mada will be transformed. Today we are in a hiring stream more than ever. The size of the company will grow, and hopefully the margins and the revenue will also grow.
Well, Charles, thank you so much. This is a great interview. Thank you for being such a good sport and coming to join me.
Well, thank you, and thanks for the host for giving us this chance to at least express or give an opinion about what's going on around us. And
well, let's hope we can do this again soon, and I will
challenge me with what happens.
See how things are going, and if you're delivering on your promises. No pressure.
Well, unfortunately, we depend also on our partners.
Yes, of course.
So we will build it. Usually we build it because they know they will need it. But we are not in the business that we will build it and hopefully they will come.
Yes.
So it's a different culture. But I think our partners are smart enough to realize that they need to also transform. And since we have been nothing but a loyal partners, and so I'm sure we will be able to grow together.
Thank you very much, Charles.
Thank you.